Wave Link 3.1 just dropped, and if you haven't made the jump from your current audio routing software yet, today's the day. Let's get it set up from scratch.
Previously, with Wave Link 2.0, you could only use a software with an Elgato microphone. With the new Wave Link 3.1 software, you're able to use any microphone and still benefit from the brilliant routing table. When you open Wave Link 3.1 for the first time, your screen should look something like this. The easiest way to explain the mix table is the channels on the left are what audio is going to be heard, and the mixers along the top are who is going to hear the audio. We'll start by adding the channels down the left-hand side, and then afterwards, we'll go through who we want to be able to hear them. You'll notice that both my microphone, the Elgato Wave 3 Mark II, and system are already there as channels. So we'll start by adding the audio from our capture card. We're also going to change the name of a channel to capture card to clean it up a little bit. The next thing that we're going to add is music. Once you've selected music as a channel, you then click on the channel itself and add in any apps that you use to listen to music. I use Spotify, so we'll add Spotify in here. Following on from that, we'll then add in the browser channel. Again, we then click on the channel itself and add in our chosen browser apps, mine being Google Chrome. The next thing that we're going to add as a channel is games. As before, we then click on the channel and add in all of our games into this channel. You can either search for them by typing the name of the game in the search bar, or by just going down the list shown. Next up, a bit of an optional step, but we're going to add in an SFX channel, mostly used for SFX when streaming, but also used in game chat and Discord calls when playing with friends. Last but not least, we're going to add in the voice chat channel. We also want to click on the channel and then add in any apps that we use for voice chat. For me, this is going to be Discord. Now that we've added all of our channels onto the left-hand side of the table, we're now going to decide who we want to be able to hear what. Personal mix is pretty self-explanatory. It's what you're able to hear yourself. Stream mix is what your stream are able to hear, and I've renamed chat mix to Discord mix, which is people in a Discord call and what they're able to hear. Finally, again an optional mix, but I also add in a game chat mix so that I can decide what people in game chats are able to hear too. Starting with our microphone at the top, I don't really like to hear my own voice, so I leave it out of personal mix. I do, however, want my stream, any Discord call that I'm in, and game chats to be able to hear me, so I press the plus sign on these three. Next up is system sounds, which really is any sound that doesn't fit into the other channels. For this option, I'm going to tick both personal mix and stream mix. We now have the audio from our capture card. For this, I've also selected both personal and stream mix. Following on from this, we have our music audio, which again, we want both ourselves and our stream to be able to hear. For our browser audio, because this includes any alerts set up via stream elements, we're going to set this to both personal mix and stream mix too. For our game audio, we want both the stream and ourselves to be able to hear this, so we add it to both of those mixes. For SFX, again, very optional, but I actually add this to all four mixes. I like being able to play soundboard sounds as if they're coming out of my mic in games sometimes, and with it set in this manner, I'm able to do so. And finally, with the voice chat, I want to be able to hear who I'm speaking to in Discord, and I'd also like my stream to be able to hear them too, so I just choose both personal mix and stream mix. The next thing that we need to do is to balance the audio, as currently everything is at 100%. I personally like to be able to hear my audio as it would be heard by my stream, so I set all of the values on the master fader on the left for each channel, rather than the individual mixes, other than my game channel, which I will alter depending on the type of game that I'm playing. This is mostly so that I'm aware of the volume levels before I go live, and know that everything sounds as if I'd want it to if I was to be the one watching the stream. The values that I've found that work for me are my mic at 100, my system at 50, my capture card at 41, my music at 35, my browser at 50, my gain at 41, my SFX at 50, and my voice chat at 35. Feel free to change these and tweak to whatever suits you and your stream best. The last thing that we want to check is in our Windows sound settings. Firstly, we're going to make sure that our output is set to system. We're then going to set our input to our microphone. To ensure that everything is routed correctly in Windows also, we're going to quickly look at the apps in the advanced volume mixer. It's important that Discord has output set to voice chat, your browser has its output set to browser, and your music app's output is set to music. You can lock the system input and output in Wave Link itself too, which I would definitely recommend doing to avoid them changing at any point without your knowledge. To get your stream mix audio into OBS, you just need to add an audio input capture source inside of OBS. Call it whatever you want to call it, and then select Stream Mix as a device. Your correctly routed audio is then available to broadcast. Inside of Discord, you need to come to the Voice and Video tab in your settings and set the microphone to Discord Mix and the speaker to Voice Chat. When it comes to our settings in-game, with Warzone as an example, there's a couple of things that we need to change. So in audio device for the speakers and game sound device, we want to set that to game so it comes through the right channel on our mix table. And then in voice chat, the settings on here are equally important. So we want the voice chat to be outputted into voice chat, which is fairly self-explanatory. And then on here, on the microphone, we want to set our input device to the game chat mixer we created earlier. That allows us to add both our voice into our microphone, but also any SFX sounds that we want to add in there too.
And that's the end for this video. If this video has helped, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.